Hi everyone. Let us begin the test. I will actually take the test and will try to answer it, analyze the question, analyze various options and answer it. Actually in MCA exam, the questions are very big and each question may take some time. So I will try to read the question slowly and go through various options and I'll try to explain my answers. So maybe I will create one video for few questions. Maybe for every 2-3 questions or 4 questions, I will create a video so you can watch continuously. Okay, let us begin the test. So first question. What is it saying? A company is designing an integration Mule application to process orders by submitting them to backend system for offline processing. Okay. After receiving the orders, it is submitting to some other backend system for offline processing. Each order is received by Mule application through HTTPS post and must be acknowledged immediately. Okay. So we should give immediate acknowledgement and then process the order by submitting to backend system. Okay. We need to give acknowledgement to the client immediately. Once acknowledged, the order will be submitted to backend system. Okay. The orders that cannot be successfully submitted due to rejections from backend system will need to be processed manually. Okay. So if the backend system rejects some orders, they need to be processed manually outside of backend system. Okay. The Mule application will be deployed to customer hosted runtime and will be able to use an existing ActiveMQ broker if needed. Okay. The ActiveMQ broker is located inside the organization's firewall. So as it is located inside the organization's firewall, I guess there will be less network problems related to ActiveMQ. Okay, fine. The backend system has a track record of unreliability due to both minor network issues and longer outages as well. So backend system may not be available for longer outages as well. Okay. What combination of Mule application components and ActiveMQ queues are required to ensure automatic submission of orders to the backend system while supporting but minimizing manual order processing? So we need to give reliable solution for this. So maybe I will propose a solution like this. What they are saying, there is a flow which is having a HTTPS listener. So orders are submitted to this HTTPS listener. Then this flow should give a quick acknowledgement to the client. Before giving the acknowledgement, what we can do, we can post this order into a backend system. So the backend system, uh, which is actually processing the orders, there is a backend system. This might be having some network issues and maybe it may have longer outages as well. So we don't want to submit the order to backend system directly from this flow. So the best thing what we could do is, as the question is saying that we can use ActiveMQ broker, assume that this is ActiveMQ broker and we have a queue. Now in the main flow where we are giving the acknowledgement, better first we push it to this queue, push that order to this queue, and in another flow what we can do, we can use a JMS on new message to receive message from this ActiveMQ, and here we can have the logic to submit to backend system. Okay, so now the question is asking which combination of Mule application components and ActiveMQ queues are required to ensure automatic submission of orders to backend system while supporting minimizing the manual order process. So what all? First option is saying one or more error scopes to assist calling backend system. So what they are saying is maybe in this flow they are saying you can handle the exception, and in the exception you submit it back to backend system. So here you are receiving the message, right? If there is any exception while submitting the message to backend system, you handle and resubmit here. But even if you resubmit after handling, this backend system they are saying that it might be down for longer duration also. This resubmission also may fail. Okay. If you are using one or more error scopes to assist calling the backend system, it may fail. I don't think this option is correct. One or more ActiveMQ long retry queues, maybe it is required. Persistent dead letter object store. Object store, why is it required? We are not storing anything in object store. We don't want to store. No, this is not a correct answer. So let us see the next answer. Again, it is saying one or more error scopes to assist the calling backend system. We don't want to handle and call the backend system in the on error scope because it will be one time. Calling the backend system after handling will be one time. Maybe I think wherever we are sending a message to backend system, we should have a retry mechanism using until successful scope. Let us see, is there any option for that? Here the last option says an until successful scope to call the backend system. So whenever I'm calling the backend system, the call may fail, but I can configure until successful scope to do retries. I can configure n number of retries. Maybe I can configure 5 retries with a delay of whatever duration I want. Let's say 1 minute duration. So it will do retry 5 times if the backend system is down, so that even if the backend system is down after 5 retries, then only will come into exception handling, error handling here, and we might want to store that failed message in a dead letter queue. In ActiveMQ, we might want to store those failed messages even after retries. Also, if it is failing, we can store that message inside a dead letter queue so that the messages can be processed manually. But we are minimizing the number of messages coming into dead letter queue by using until successful. We can do retries. So an until successful scope to call the backend system, this is required. One or more ActiveMQ long retry queues. Yes, we need one or more queues. One or more dead letter queues for manual processing. Yes, for manual processing, even after retries, if the messages are not processed, so we are going to push it to dead letter queue for manual processing. So according to me, this option is the correct option. Okay. I'll go to next. See you in next video.